I will live my remaining years in peace. Blessed be the beloved who dwells in all hearts.
A story is told about a couple who, on a warm summer night, they were sitting on the front porch. The couple had been together for over 40 years. On that particular night, one of them began to think about how much they appreciated their partner and for all that they had shared together. The ups and the downs, the joy and the struggles, tears shed and hands held. Overcome with emotion, they turned to their partner. "Hun, you have been such a wonderful partner that there are times I can hardly keep from telling you." Now, how many are waiting for a punchline? Well, no punchline today. It's a call. It's just a call to embrace gratitude. And that word gratitude you're going to hear a lot of and explained in many ways. I'm sure many of you love renditions of the wonderful prayer Ave Maria, right? At Christmas and Easter and weddings and all beautiful. Many of us know the most famous ones. Well, the first four words are Ave Maria, gratia plena. Hail Mary, full of grace, gratia plena, gratitude. So gratitude come from the Latin root for grace. Gratia plena, full of grace. And in that phrase, we see that we are full of grace. And grace is no strings attached. Grace is when it's a humble acceptance of gifts freely given. So this is just a simple story of thankfulness felt and gratitude, plentiful gratitude expressed.
In her book, Grateful, The Transformative Power of Giving Thanks, Diana Butler Bass, who will be with us in Pictou County in May, writes, "In addition to health, gratitude has also been linked to emotional well-being, lower levels of anxiety and depression, decreased panic attacks and phobias, reduced risks of alcoholism and substance abuse, and longevity." Yes, apparently grateful people live longer. Researchers found that thankful people live happier lives as well. The Trappist monk and author Thomas Merton, a personal favorite of mine, reminds us, and I'm quoting, "To be grateful is to recognize the love of God in everything God has given us. And God has given us everything. Every breath we draw is a gift of God's love. Every moment of existence is a grace, for it brings with it immense graces from God. Gratitude, therefore, takes nothing for granted, is never unresponsive, is constantly awakening to new wonder and to praise for the goodness of God. For the grateful person knows that God is good, not by hearsay, but by experience. And that is what makes all of the difference.
So we're going to enter into this time now to pause, push pause and rewind. So I invite you to focus on your breath. Breath, ruach, pneuma, spirit. And as you settle into spirit and into your spirit, and if you feel comfortable, deepen your pause as you close your eyes. And I'm going to sort of guide you through some things maybe you could focus on or not as you just sit and focus on your breathing and being present. So pause, rewind. Take a moment to scan the past week, or if that is too long of a time frame, scan the last few days. Take a moment to bring to mind and heart the people who have touched your days, the encounters, the phone calls, texts, messages, those friends, strangers, be it someone whose name you know or perhaps not. Bring to mind and heart their face or their voice. Prayerfully breathe in and out their name. And if you don't know their name, just bring them to your mind's eye and simply with each breath, bring them into your awareness, and then with each breath, begin to allow the words, as you breathe in, my heart is grateful, to be held on your breath prayer. And when you inhale, feel and say, my heart, and as you exhale, is grateful. So why don't we do that 3 times? Just breathe in, my heart is grateful. My heart is grateful. My heart is grateful. Now, again, continue to pause and rewind. Now, as you scan your week or your days, bring to heart and mind a moment, an event, or an activity, a time that nurtured your spirit this week. Perhaps it was a volunteer commitment where you sensed that you were about something good and worthwhile. Maybe it was a conversation that left you feeling good. Maybe it was a walk, or a card game, a movie, or a meal. Again, with each breath, simply take notice and name it for yourself. And then, with each breath, begin to allow the words, "My heart is grateful. My heart is grateful." Scan the past week, or even the last few days. Now, think of a person or moment or event or world news that was and is causing turmoil, all that is unsettling, that is weighing on you. Think of that. The scriptures say, give thanks in every situation. They do not say, give thanks for every situation. We are not asked to be grateful for trauma, abuse, injustice, or suffering. We are asked to be open to the presence of God's love and compassion, always there with us, giving us resilience, strength, courage, and the knowledge that we are not alone. For that, we are grateful beyond words. So in this breath prayer, if you feel safe to do so, or just to sit quietly, bring to mind a hard moment, a hard encounter, the hard things that cause us to shut down mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And again, with a breath prayer, but this time allow longer time for the exhale, like a long sigh. Name that hard thing as you inhale. Lay it down, let it go. So inhale, name that thing, lay it down, let it go. Inhale, name that hard thing, lay it down, let it go. The laying down and the letting go, they allow a spaciousness and opening of the heart, helping us experience the healing presence of gratitude, filling our hearts and minds.
You've all been wondering what those little pieces of paper are for, and the pencil. Now's your chance. On each piece of paper, write one thing that you're grateful for. Please don't panic. Don't try to think about the greatest thing in the world. Just 3 simple things that you're grateful for. And when you've written, would you come down and place them on the whiteboard here? Pretty simple? Go ahead.
well, look at that. We are brimful and overflowing with gratitude. Give a big hand applause, everybody. Just think of that, bring that image to mind when you're watching the news today. Don't watch the news. So gratitude can fill this space, and that's what we'll take with us as we go forth. I have a contemporary reading here. It's called Three Gratitudes, a poem by Carrie Newcomer. I think you'll find a lot of this very resonant with what's going on with all of us. Every night before I go to sleep, I say out loud 3 things that I'm grateful for. All the significant, insignificant, extraordinary, ordinary stuff of my life. It's a small practice and humble, and yet I find I sleep better holding what lightens and softens my life ever so briefly at the end of the day. Sunlight and blueberries, good dogs and wool socks, a fine rain, a good friend, fresh basil and wild phlox, my father's good health, my daughter's new job, the song that always makes me cry, always at the same part, no matter how many times I hear it. Decent coffee at the airport, and your quiet breathing. The stories you told me, the frost patterns on the windows, English horns and banjos, wood thrush and June bugs. The smooth, glassy calm of the morning pond, an old coat, a new poem, my library card, and that my car keeps running despite all the miles. And after 3 things, more often than not, I get on a roll and I just keep on going. I keep naming and listing until I lie grinning, blankets pulled up to my chin, awash with wonder at the sweetness of it all. Here's a thought to leave with us all. Like loaves and fishes, gratitude is the great multiplier.
We have a blessing prayer to bring this service to a close, and to ask you to join me at the appropriate places here, please. I am going to put them down, every insecurity and ugly belief I have about my body, my abilities, my personality. They won't teach me anything, at least not now. Let me accept other people's love like a wrapped present. For me, that's so thoughtful. It's exactly what I wanted. Lord, I've spent so much time imagining my worst qualities that it's difficult to imagine that you numbered the hairs of my head, painted my eyes this color, and softened at the sound of my voice. You are not the bathroom scale or a work evaluation. You are not an ex-partner or ex-friend. You know the very best of me. You are my cheerleader and champion, my memory keeper and favorite friend. Flood me with love, 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 because of who I am, who I've become, and who you made me. The world is loud, God. Only you can convince me of how embarrassingly lovable I can be. Quiet the shame and doubt and self-hatred. I am ready to feel love again. So let's stand and sing our closing hymn, Every Day is a Day of Thanksgiving.
Let's have a closing blessing together. Let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, well, at least we didn't die. So let us be thankful. And that is attributed to the Buddha. Thank you for taking part in this wonderful and unusual service for us. Would you please maybe take your pencils, if you can, there's a box back there, I think you could put them in. And I invite you to come up here and come up this way before you go out and just take a look at this wonderful board of gratitude that's spilling over and just filling us with a good feeling as we leave. Look at that colorful board. Thank you and blessings to all.